Welcome, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I've pulled for you the Three of Swords. This is describing the very beginning energy of the year in which you are continuing to process some considerable healing that you are undergoing at this time. It's important to remember that much healing is ongoing and spiraling throughout our lives and our experiences. At this time, you're looking at healing the way in which you have been judged, and as a result of that, how you have unconsciously judged others as part of a way of balancing the kind of hurt and suffering that you've experienced. You're seeing this behavior more clearly in a way that may be sudden, surprising to you. This is an aspect of your support of those that you love that you have previously been unaware of. It may be come through as a way that you tease others or make fun of others who don't have the things that you have or haven't been able to achieve things you think that they should. And this really goes back to some early formative year wounding that you experienced, in which you were given a very rigid role assignment to perform in your family of origin, as an example, and you were always found a little bit wanting, particularly as it came to the time in your life when you asserted your own very clear and powerful will. And so there's a way that you carry that sense of not having followed through on a role you were given, even aware that that was not the role for you. It wasn't an appropriate role for you. You've still internalized a lot of the expectations of others. This is a general reading, Aries, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information about that is in the description box below. This is going to include tarot cards and oracle cards. It is meant to be a message for you whenever you receive it. So, in your present energy, we have the Strength card. This is really lending a lot of emphasis to the idea that you are understanding more deeply the way not only that you have been wounded, but also the incredible power that you have, the incredible resilience and determination to do the right thing, even when the right thing was not done for or to you. There is a strong sense of moral ethics, spiritual values that you adhere to and that you have tried to implement throughout your life. But you're understanding just how much power you have and how your early training kept you small. How you have, as a consequence of that, kept yourself small. And it feels as though there is an opportunity now for you in addressing these deeper subconscious blocks and murky energies that you're trying to clarify, heal, bring into the light. That there is an opportunity for you to begin something that is really strongly resonating with your moral, spiritual core. There is a service that you now understand that you've always been playing to, this natural ability to support others, heal others, encourage others that are doing many of the things you would like to do or would have liked to be doing. But now you're on the verge of doing something on your own terms that follows that same higher aspiration of encouraging, uplifting others, helping others to heal, to grow and expand. In the past, we have the Justice card. This is, I'm sensing that there is an older version of justice that has been a sort of ongoing framework in your life, your activities, your behaviors, this outer sense of justice that perhaps is a part of your cultural heritage, perhaps suffering oppression, speaking up for your rights as an individual, gaining access to the tools of leading a better life, whatever way in which you are approaching the sense that you have earned the right to grow, to be successful, to be happy, is something that has perhaps governed your family culture in some way. And I do feel that you are adding on to this sense of justice, which may have been not limited, but more of an expression of a kind of earthly social justice that you are understanding now in a much deeper, more global way, in terms of sort of greater spiritual opportunities for growth and for service at a more deeper level of connection with others. Others you may never see, but you sense their presence. You're associated with them by virtue of some shared value or belief. In the future, the Three of Wands is describing you're staging this new opportunity moving forward. You creating the conditions for a new project, one that is successful in fulfilling all of your requirements for peace, success, happiness, for growth, for creative expression, all the ways that you, in some ways, have felt somewhat personally or individually stymied. You are actually finding a vehicle to combine those things in a way that takes it to a more global level. And that includes your sense of spiritual growth that you may have experienced through some suffering, some physical or literal pain, some losses that you've experienced, and sense of failure in the eyes of others. A lot going on here. If this reading is resonating for you, please like this video, please share this with others. And I pulled, please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I'm so grateful for the last couple of years and excited about the enchantments for 2025. Thanks to those of you that support me in whatever way that you do. I pulled the self-esteem card. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. I do feel like this is something that you are continuing to work on. And although there's a sense about your personal presentation that would completely disincline anyone to believe that you have difficulty speaking your mind or speaking up or standing up for yourself, you're understanding the sense of self-worth, self-value at a whole new level that is not masked by a kind of boldness or bluster or bossiness. My moon is in Aries conjunct Jupiter, so I know what bossy can cover. And I do think that you're really moving underneath the way that you've learned to survive and even thrive for many of you, that is actually has been masking a way in which you now understand you can be gentler with yourself. You can be gentler with others. Your sense of judgment and ethics and the correct moral code is not a necessary measure in every situation. And so there is something about the way in which real self-value, real self-respect, real esteem is unfolding for you in a way that is altering your superficial outside persona, that is softening you. In the present, the Strength card is clarified by the King of Pentacles and the Temperance card. Yeah. It's interesting because this sense of inner strength, inner power, inner force that I believe you are unfolding for yourself in the world, you are showing up differently, is informed by your desire for real stability and real security that is not invested in what others do or don't do, that is not invested in directing, instructing, or teaching others, but rather is a kind of opening out of your own story and journey of healing, in which many elements are combined and gives you a voice in narrating your own experience. And I feel like this is something that has been difficult for you to do. Not that you don't have an experience that you feel would be helpful, but you're just now finding the vehicle, the project, or the method, the partnership that's going to afford you this opportunity to tell your story of finding balance, harmony, and peace within. So much so that you understand more clearly than ever that your role is to assist others on a similar journey. In the past, the Justice card is clarified by the Eight of Wands and the Five of Swords. Yeah, there's a feeling I have that there's some judgment or expectation or role that you were assigned early in life. It may have been in your formative years. It can be the result of experiences in early adulthood, but this feels like something that a trauma you experienced very early on, where you were given a role which assigned you a lane and you were not allowed or were not considered outside of that specific role. So other talents and gifts that you had, other inclinations you had, were not spoken to, addressed, or supported. Those were your own business, and you actually tended to those other skills away from the interactions of your family community, for which you were in part, in some way, responsible. And you have received a lot of information about the consequences of that uh, agreement to conform to whatever extent you did. You're learning more deeply about where it comes from ancestrally, genetically, and all the opportunities that continue to be a consequence of your gifts, that you now feel you have the energy, the courage, and the sense of balance and harmony within to express, to implement. In the future, the Three of Wands is clarified by the Strength again and the Nine of Swords. This is telling me that you are finally releasing some sense of long suffering. There's some way, as a consequence for many of you, undoubtedly, of your family of origin, childhood trauma, or some kind of social oppression that you experienced as part of your cultural heritage or your story. The strength is indicating that this inner strength is something that you now have utilized appropriately to banish the sense of needing to suffer, needing to support those who suffer, tending to those who in many ways can and must tend to themselves in order to make that support real, that healing real. You are no longer willing to do for others what they must do for themselves. And in that same way, you are now gaining the power to externalize this powerful strength that you have. And this, again, is in alignment with a strong moral or spiritual code that has always been available to you and that you've always channeled into helping, fixing, supporting others, but that you realize is the basic raw ingredient of articulating your voice and finding creative expression for your ideas, for your gifts. I'm going to finish up this reading with the flora and fauna of Africa in homage to the motherland and Mother Earth. And I pulled two cards. I'll take the one on top. The water buffalo. And the key word is gratitude. And it reads, you are part of a greater whole with determination and gratitude. Prosperity and abundance will manifest. And I believe that is the water lily there that looks like a lotus. Thank you so much, Aries, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.